Half left in that opening frame to take a 1-goal lead. As I mentioned, shots on goal in the first period for your SE701 Icemen 10, and for Sherwood Park 702 7. Play is underway here in the second period. The ice still wet. Players having to adjust to some water still on the playing surface as the puck was moved to the front of the net and smothered by the Sherwood Park tender. That goaltender tonight for Sherwood Park being number 1, Liam Hickey. Puck redirected by Knapczyk. Great job. Shot from the half wall by Ferris, and Knapczyk directed it almost. Went between the legs of Hickey. That's going to be a high stick. And blown down to the high stick is Ferris, with more than average hand-eye coordination, knocked that down. I'm going to guess that he couldn't jump that high, so he need to use his stick, but at any rate, that's a high stick. Ferris planted firmly into the boards on the far side as Sherwood Park is able to keep the puck in the zone. The ice still drying here. I can still see some wet spots. Smith will gonna get hounded, bring it back into his own end, momentarily move it up to Porosny. Porosny up to Giamaroli, and it's chipped in deep. Smith will give chase. Finishes his check on his man. Giamaroli in pursuit. Sawyer pinches down and thought it was going to be icing. They did not call it as such, and we're going to wave off that one too. So it's like bowling. We're just sending the puck down the lane, but no icing call twice in a row there as the officials waved it off. Shot through traffic by Melnick from the point. Sifted through the net, through a screen. As Sherwood Park able to have a forward come across and screen right as the shot came through it. That beats Perkas short side inside the post to knot things at 2. So Sherwood Park, not even any real zone time there, able to get that puck on net through some bodies, and the seeing eye puck makes its mark and ties things with 2 minutes gone in this second frame. Puck chipped up, not out as Binder doesn't clear the zone, and Foot is able to come back and pick that up. Baines tries to move it back to Foot, strips his man of the puck, is able to get it, and he'll move it up, tries to hit Binder, waved off. Binder in pursuit, strips his man of the puck. Vanderham and Baines in front. Sherwood Park defenseman able to recover that as Baines and Vanderham were both in the slot. Carrier finishes his check in the corner, able to chip it out to the neutral zone, and Sherwood Park will have to tag up. They're content to fire that back in and just miss a zebra in the corner. Puck back up to the point. Worked into the opposite corner. There's no lane was there through traffic for the defenseman. He smartly moved it back down low to keep the zone time. Puck out to the blue line, but no further. Homulus moves it back out. Sherwood Park's going to have to tag up, but they have possession. Fired in on net, and Perkus grabs that and holds on for a whistle. The shots on goal, 12-9 in favor of your Icemen. Gwinnett to Knapsack. Knapsack tries to put that in. That doesn't work. And Sherwood Park up off the plexiglass and out. Sawyer's back to get it. Protects the puck. He'll come up along the near wall. Sawyer's still with the puck. Tries to move it over to Ferris cleanly. That doesn't work. Outlet pass. Great pass by Ferris up to Knapsack. He tries to chip it to the opposite boards. Sherwood Park picks that off. Outlet pass. Gwinnett leaving the zone. Sawyer's unable to connect with him. Another weird bounce off the boards, and Ferris will step up and take that. Sherwood Park just content to keep trying to throw it back deep and force the Icemen to try to come out of their own zone again. Work back up along the near boards. Carrier tries to hit Gwinnett. That doesn't work. That shot sails up and into the netting. There'll be a face-off to the left of Perkus. You really see Sherwood Park, anytime they get over center, any pressure, their dump and chase mentality comes in. They're not trying to carry the puck in possession and just trying to throw it to the back wall and force the Iceman defenseman to go back all the way and get it. Try to come back out of their zone. So really simplifying their game here is Sherwood Park also just trying to, they're able to counter, just send the puck up into the neutral zone and have a forward skate into it with speed. Another shot from the point, smothered by Perkus, and I believe the officials set the tone here in the first period, and it's going to be Sherwood Park getting the infraction for slashing. Going to call another slashing penalty as Thiessen whacks at Perkus's glove, and he's going to go to the sin bin for hopefully less than 2 minutes. So it's good to see the official has set the tone here, which he did. Spoke to both teams after whistles and advised them that anything such as that would be a penalty, and as the Icemen did not retaliate on Thiessen, they are on the power play. Face-off one, back up to Homulus. Homulus to the half wall to Ferris. Ferris moves it down to Vanderham, back up to Homulus. Sifted through, and Hickey is easily able to steer that to the corner, and that's fired back right up the gut, all the way back down the ice. Sherwood Park sends one forward hard on the forecheck. Homulus moves it up to Ferris. He slows things up. He'll gain the zone, carry it in, try to slow things down and set it up to Porosny. Porosny moves it back up, almost picked off as Homulus gets it. Works it across the top to Baines. Baines back through the seam to Porosny. Porosny dips, dives, curls. He'll hold on to the puck. Porosny back through the seam. Tipped by Baines to Homulus. Over to the flank to Baines, and Baines gets pushed off the puck by Chenoweth. Baines will get it back, bring it back in, moves it to Porosny. Porosny with the puck, hounded by two players. Sherwood Park trying to just jam it up the wall and out. And they do. 44 seconds remaining in the penalty to Thiessen for slashing. Your Iceman still on the power play. Knapsack, Smith, and Weeks. Out here with Foot and Sawyers. Knapsack along the half wall, back up to Sawyers. Back down low to Weeks. Weeks hounded. Knapsack gets it. He'll try to get some space. Moves it back up top to Foot. Foot has to catch that on his backhand. Through the seam to Weeks. Great pass by Foot. Finds Weeks and he's heels that off his stick. Sure he'd like that one back, but a great pass, great feed by Brandon Foot to work that through the seam to the weak side to Weeks. 13 seconds remaining in the penalty to Thiessen. Face off cleanly won by Weeks to Foot. Shot from a sharp angle by Sawyers. Picked up by Weeks. Weeks protects it. He's hounded here as the penalty is expired to Thiessen. He's going to be out of the box. Sawyers through traffic. Smith tries to get his stick on it. Foot tries to dip around it. Sherwood Park's going to come back the other way. Thiessen out of the box. Freed from the sin bin. Drives to the net. Forehand. Backhand. Forehand around. Tries to get around Perkis. Perkis able to get his skate out of his left pad and able to get a piece. Puck worked around to the opposite corner. Knapsack tries to get that out. That doesn't work, and that puck back in on net is caught by the glove of Perkis for a whistle. So your Icemen unsuccessful on the power play. Tight contest here, tied at 2 apiece. Bender tries to toe drag at center ice. That's interrupted. Your Iceman still able to get in as Vanderham will pick it up. Centering pass doesn't work as Baines hadn't yet got to the front of the net. Carrier chase it in. Off the boards and out. Smart play just to relieve the pressure for now. Try to get a clear exit here in a minute. As Homulus gets it to Carrier. Carrier unable to get that. Oh, just got it out. That was offside as the linesman called it good. Hopefully Sherwood Park doesn't capitalize because that came out of the zone. Bender, great pass to Baines, right on his tape in stride. Baines 1-on-2. Tries to bully his way through and push his way through. Great job of the Sherwood Park defenders to close Baines off and not let him get through. Baines will pick it up. Puck comes right back to him. 1-on-2 again. Baines on the backhand. Forehand, backhand. Interrupted on his shot to the net, and Bender will pick it up, move it over to Ferris. That goes off a body, and Baines on the backtrack finishes his check. Bender and Baines have to get off here. They've been out here for a long shift. As the puck's back up to Ferris, fire through the net, and this. And Perosny with a flyby on the screen. Hickey doesn't see it, and Alex Ferris will score for your Icemen to put them up 3-2. So you can see Perosny going to the net as Ferris released that shot. Perosny just flies right past the eyes of Hickey, and Ferris able to go low glove just inside the post on Hickey and put your Icemen up by a goal here halfway through this game. Move to the end boards. Ferris will move that to the wall. Smith closes off his man. Ferris will move it D to Sawyer. Sawyer back on defense this game. Smith gets that puck from Sawyer not cleanly, and the puck will get moved back out. Puck moved momentarily back to the Sherwood Park blue line, but no further. Sawyer will try to jump up. Almost a 2-on-1 the other way as Sawyer jumped up. Sawyer clears that up to the blue line, and it's going to be waved on a hand pass and blown down by Sherwood Park. Weeks and Knapsack and Gwinnett up front for Coach Ferris, as well as Carrier and Foot. Foot has the puck, moves it up the middle. That's picked off by Onyx, who sifts that through traffic, and it hits a body and goes up over Perkus. Puck held in by Sherwood Park again. Good job by Gwinnett to move it up to Knapsack. Knapsack charges into the offensive zone. Blown up with a hard hit by a Sherwood Park defenseman. Knapsack muscled off the puck at the hash marks. Only thing for Knapsack, the only thing to counter that for Knapsack is to bury this on this shift. Put the Icemen up by 2 as the face-off is one, and Gwinnett gets 2 shots at it, and Knapsack post collars his man. I don't know what happened before that, but I don't see the official's arm up. So something got under the skin of Tyson Knapsack, but official says no harm, no foul. So no harm, no foul, no penalty. Sherwood Park evades that forecheck by Gwinnett. Errant pass up to center ice, trying to catch Sutherland. That doesn't work. Foot will move it to Carrier. Carrier tries to move off the boards and out. That doesn't work. And the Iceman able to get it out here. Don't want to turn it over just inside your blue line. 4-on-3. 3-on-3. Sherwood Park able to centering pass. Handcuffed the forward. The high forward coming in got handcuffed on the back end, because if he catches that loaded up, he would have had an excellent opportunity. A subsequent shot is held by Perkus for a faceoff. So we talk about game management here in a 3-2 game. So closely contested here, you don't want to force any plays if you're the Iceman here. You want to control the blue lines, as I've mentioned before in previous broadcasts. Puck's out, puck's in. On that note, Baines will drive, gain the zone. Bender steps up, he'll get it. Center back. Back to Vanderham, who misfired, as that was a great pass by Bender. Drop it to Vanderham as he found himself right at the hash marks to the right of Hickey. Tried to bury that. Bender's going to have to throw this deep, which he does. Throw it down low to Baines. Baines lets that go to Vanderham. And Sherwood Park, a little bit of a panic attack there, and throw it up into the netting for a whistle. So Coach Ferris will change out the troops. It'll be a fresh 10 players on the ice overall for both teams. Brosny, Smith, and Giamaroli. Sawyers and Homulus on D. Foot. Foot moves it in. Smith will get it. Centering pass to Porosny. Porosny gets it on the backhand. Backhand's got to curl back up to the point. That shot whistles off a stick. Great shot by Sawyers to get that to the front of the net. Smith finishes his check. And Giamaroli finishes his check, forces the turnover. Foot tries to keep it in. He does. Foot to the front of the net. Just misses up over the glove of Hickey. Smith will force his man off the puck. Porosny tries to keep that deep. He does. Looks for Smith, curls back to the boards. Porosny, sauce pass back to the point to Foot. Foot through traffic with Smith on the flyby. That miss is just short side. Some great zone time here by the Icemen. Smith is going to come off and get a line change as Gwinnett will come out. Great shift. This puck's going to go deep, and we'll get fresh legs on here as Sherwood Park is caught out here on a long change, and they were gassed. Puck back to the point to Sawyer. It's fired. Tipped by a defenseman from Sherwood Park and almost goes through the legs of Hickey. Sherwood Park just content to fire that down the ice and get a whistle. The Sherwood Park players are just bagged. Dezonia, I can't believe he has enough. Can't believe Dezonia has enough in the tank to actually chirp back, as he must be exhausted. So your Icemen, some great looks and some great pressure that shift, and Weeks' line will look to continue that. Gwinnett, Knapczyk on his wings. Harmulus fires it through the traffic, and Knapczyk picked it up. Can't finish on the back end. Great job as I think Hickey got his pad on it. Came across. Knapczyk able to collect that rebound after Harmulus fired that through traffic. Harmulus, good job pinching down the wall. Knapczyk to Weeks. Weeks is going to throw that back to the net. Knapczyk hunting for that rebound as Hickey is able to get his glove on it. So another shift here for your Icemen, who have tilted the ice here in the second period of the second half of it. 6:32 remaining in the second, and your Icemen are pressuring two, if not three shifts now. Vanderham centering to Binder, a little bit delayed, and Sherwood Park able to get it out. Harmulus, great job by Harmulus to go off the boards and out on the weak side, just to force Sherwood Park to have to tag up. Carrier up the wall, doesn't make its way out, and Sherwood Park will try to get some zone time of their own. We talked about game management here, and almost turned over at the Iceman zone, but it's a 2-on-1. Baines looks to shoot and then tried to feed Binder, and that hit the defenseman's skate. Good job by the Sherwood Park defenseman on the 2-on-1. Baines collects the puck again. Vanderham in front of the net. Vanderham will step out to get that puck and recover it for Binder to Baines. Baines moves it back down low, chips it up top to Ferris. Ferris jumps off his stick, but he's able to keep it in. Great job by Ferris. And Sherwood Park at the end of the shift fires it to the back wall and gets fresh legs. Not bad play by the Iceman. Put it right up the middle. It's intercepted. The Icemen want to minimize those high risk, low reward plays in a game like this and a 1-goal lead. As mentioned, great play by Homulus before the shift before, getting pressure deep in the zone and had to go back for the puck, and great job just to put it off the wall and out to Sherwood Park. Had to tag up and clear the zone. Sawyers will get that puck. Move it up the wall to Giamaroli. Up to the blue line, but not out. Good job by Ferris to step up and get that puck out. Puck turned over at center. Westerland will drive wide on Sawyers. Sawyer, great job to squeeze his man off the puck. Goes D to D behind the net to Ferris. Ferris chips it up and out. Smith and Giamaroli will give chase. Ferris steps up again. Great job at center to shovel it in. Force Sherwood Park to have to go back to retrieve it. Chipped off the wall and out. Sherwood Park. Possible 3-on-2, but great job by Knapczyk to come back on the backtrack. Worked right out into the blue paint, and a great shot by Sherwood Park, and it misses short side on Perkis. That centering pass found its way onto the tape of a Sherwood Park player. Shots on goal, 21-17 in favor of your Icemen. And Gwinnett, good job to get out on the Sherwood Park defenseman and get a stick on it and redirect it up into the ceiling. Face off won by the Iceman. Carrier tries to move it around the boards. That doesn't work. Puck dangerously out into the slot. Some loose pucks there. Weeks is pulled down. It's going to be a penalty coming to Sherwood Park. So a penalty deep or into the offensive zone. Penalty well away from the, not well away from the play, but Weeks with the speed gaining the zone forces a penalty to be taken. Good job to draw a penalty. Weeks using his speed to gain the zone and forced Sherwood Park to try to slow him down with a stick. So your Iceman on the power play. Porosny tries to feed it back door to Ferris. Ferris gets it. Mishandles. Sherwood Park will pick up. Get out to center, but no further. Homulus mishandles it. And a breakaway for Sherwood Park. They're in. And a backhand. Perkis able to stand tall there. And another shot. He squeezes it between his arm and his midsection on the glove side. Is able to hold it. So Sherwood Park gets a couple glorious looks on the penalty kill. With under 3 minutes to go in this second frame, your Iceman up by 1. So you'd like to get a goal here on the power play, but you also want to you don't want to gamble and give up an opportunity for Sherwood Park to get a shorthanded goal and get this game tied up. Good job by Porosny to tie up a stick along the half wall on the far side. Vanderham is muscled off the puck momentarily, but he'll get it back. Wobbled puck in the slot is cleared all the way down by Sherwood Park, and another one. Turnover deep in the Iceman zone. Forced turnover and a second chance. Just swatting at it. And Chorson Oftenik is able to walk that. A little bit of a snapshot just to get the puck back at the net quickly, and catches Perkis short side between the post and the blocker. And just as we talked about, this game is knotted at 3 on a shorthanded goal by Sherwood Park. So Sherwood Park just hanging around, waiting for their chances, waiting for an Iceman miscue, and capitalizing. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this period. Another 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Forced turnover again. Sherwood Park's going to counter. Toe drag. Drag it to the net. He's forced off the puck. Good job by the Iceman to get back in position and negate that. Good push from behind. Weeks shoves him to the ice, but no penalty called. 1:17 remaining in this second period. We are back to even strength as Knapczyk will pick it up. He's going to want to gain center and get this deep. That does not happen. Sherwood Park's going to counter. Puck to the middle of the ice. Carrier forces man off the puck. Puck is back to Binder. Binder driving through center. He's got to get that puck deep as Shearer is on a line change. Binder does get it deep. Wait for reinforcements. Get it back to Carrier. Fired and tipped on net in the high slot by Vanderham, and that sails over to the net. 45 seconds remaining in the period as Sherwood Park will float that into Carrier's corner and give chase. Binder down low. Support the D-man of Vanderham. Comes over. Carrier going to hold this puck along the boards. Shovels down to Vanderham, who's in support of his defenseman. Moved around the boards. The Iceman just got to shut down Sherwood Park for this final 20 seconds as they are pressing now to go up by 1. Looking for anything at the net. Just trying to move this puck up and out Baines gets the puck. 1 second. Fired on that, and that's into the feet of a Sherwood Park defenseman. Doesn't make its way to Hickey. So after 40 minutes of play, your Icemen and Sherwood Park are tied at 3. Shots on goal after the first period, or shots on goal after 2 periods. In the second period for your Icemen, 14 for a 2-period total of 21. And for Sherwood Park, 7 for a 2-period total of 20.